wondered why you sometimes feel separate from other people, and yet at other times you feel such an enormous unity with them? Well, in today's video, I am going to show you how oneness answers life's greatest questions. If you're new to this channel, my name is Mpho, and welcome to Holistically Harmonious, a place where we help you rediscover your higher self. First and foremost, I am going to explain the difference between duality and non-duality. Non-duality is a synonym for oneness. It is governed by love and unity. However, we have been born into the world that embraces duality. Duality means the two opposing sides, such as here and there, up and down, in and out, you and me, black and white, male and female, you get it. So we have been conditioned by society to believe that separation is our ultimate reality. The yin-yang represents the masculine and the feminine energy. It shows the two sides that are opposite, which are operating inside the one circle. So in order for these sides to be one, to be whole, they have to both complement each other. Many times in our society, when people go through tragedy, maybe they were brutally killed or something of that nature, I often notice how everyone seeks to form a connection with that person. Even if they have met in person or not, but people sort of feel compelled to formulate that connection with each other. They would say statements like, our children go to the same school, my aunt works with that man, her mother-in-law is a neighbor to my friend's mother. You see, people will go to any extremes just to prove their connection to one another. And from this scenario, we can already see that the concept of other and separation clearly falls away, because the entire community becomes one as the one person becomes the entire community. And when we make these connections, what we basically saying is, I am one with you. Your pain is my pain. Your joy is my joy. Even though we need to work hard on that, your joy is my joy. But that's just a topic of another day. What we basically mean is that oneness unifies us all. You see, as human beings, when we are in a phase of a disaster, maybe floods or fire, the very first instinct is to save a life of a fellow human being, irrespective of what the color of their skin is or where they are from. By then, you don't even need to understand each other's language, because the highest universal language of love and unity is clearly understood. Words become very irrelevant because they could never articulate the connection of hearts that are vibrating at the same frequency. I remember I was once attending a group therapy session, and it was a very diverse group with people from all walks of life. I felt that the environment was very safe with positive energy vibrations. And as people started sharing their stories about how others have hurt them, I remember thinking to myself, these people are actually able to share their stories because they feel safe, and hence they are able to take off their masks and allow themselves to become vulnerable. So if this person is saying that they feel hurt by a boss who's ruthless, who thinks of no one but himself, if we were to ask this boss to come into our midst in this great atmosphere, he would also just put his weapons down and instantly become one of us, because perhaps he would share about his frustrations and maybe how he suffered abuse as a child. And even if we called those people who abused him, they would also have stories of how they were victims of life events, So this really got me contemplating the question, who are others? And I remember very well that at the end of that session, I really understood that others don't exist. They only exist in us as ourselves. You see, who we call the universe, God, the supreme existence, the divine intelligence, the source, or any name that resonates with you, is actually not living inside each and every heart. Because if that was true, it would mean that the source is divided into billion chunks, which is not true. The truth is we are all one inside the heart of God. So we are like different parts of the same body. Our rich diversity should not separate us. Instead, it should connect us as we complement each other towards the same goal of love. I have seen how many music artists embraces oneness. They would say that they feel connected with everything surrounding them when they're inside the flow state. They usually say that they feel one with their instrument, with their voice, with their audience, with their body as they dance. So that is how oneness feels like. And many times when music stops, people have a tendency of saying, music has stopped, so now let's get back to reality. But I say, that is not true. People should then say, music has stopped, let's get back to the illusion. Because you see, by that time, when the music stops, that is when people tend to drift away from their higher self. I have seen this vividly when my third eye chakra opened. I saw how separation is just an illusion. And it was really such a big joke. I couldn't believe that I had lived so many years of my life believing that. I was one with everything. And you see, oneness or non-duality should be something that we experience every day. It shouldn't be something that we know at an intellectual level. It should be experienced. It should come as natural as breathing. So, from your life, when do you remember experiencing oneness? Let me know in the comments section below. On the next video, I will be sharing tips on how I managed to live such a peaceful and fulfilled life. So make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell notification below so that you can be notified when I upload that video. And if you enjoyed this video, like and share it. Namaste, beautiful souls.